This video is aimed at old school Dungeons and Dragons customers in 2026 out there buying products. You know what I do on this channel? I give you secrets. They're not so secret, but many know that you don't look further into things than, say, Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I did a video just yesterday on doing city campaigns. I teach you about sandbox gaming. Not sandbox from the modules, but sandbox gaming from games outside of D&D. Why do I do that? Well, because if you know these things, you realize a lot of products out there you don't need. They're money-grabbing products. Oh, you want to get a whole book for running a city campaign. Okay, well, I can teach you how to do a city campaign in 5 or 10 minutes. It's easy and you'll understand it. And then you don't got to buy a book, artwork, which is not going to help you at the table. It's like buying a toy, and most of it you don't even need. Going to sit there on a shelf, what, look pretty? So what I do is I teach you the underlying thing that they're using to make their book. And what you'll realize is it's really easy, and the most simplest person in the hobby can then use the information I'm giving them and effectively run a city campaign. Make up their whole thing. No problem. What about modules? Oh, you might think it's hard for you to make an adventure until you realize you really don't need to make an adventure in full. You just sort of have to know what to do to have that all develop. That's how they made the module. They used a sandbox, right? They make the module through their sandboxing, and then they put it out to you. But in reality, you could just do the sandbox, and you'd make your own adventure with little to no work at all. But they know you don't know that. TSR realized the old school sandbox was a threat to their money-grabbing model. They redefined sandbox or sandboxing into their module play. Why? Why did they change it? Why did they redefine it? Because they make money, made money off the modules. It was a money grab. But if you knew how they did it, you'd realize how easy it is just to do your own, simple as can be, and there'd be no reason for you to go purchase the modules. There's no reason that you gotta buy a book this thick to do a city campaign. It's actually quite easy, and what you'll develop from what you do will be more in line with what you and your players enjoy. And it will be deep. You'll start simple. It becomes something deep as you develop it. You don't gotta write it all out. You don't gotta do all that work. But do you know this stuff? No, especially if you mainly play Dungeons and Dragons. And many people will know that you don't know. So I'm giving secrets away. But again, not so secret. They just know a lot of you don't really stretch your wings outside of D&D. So you wouldn't know this stuff. That's what my streams do, covering all these different games. That's what my videos do, talking about certain elements. And it can make a lot of people sour with me, or they just won't say it directly that they know what I'm doing. I'm giving you information to save you money. A lot of you out there don't have a mountain of money to spend. You'll spend it to get that city campaign book. It's tight on your wallet, but did you really have to buy it? No, you're mainly buying a toy. Oh, I get it. Nice art and all that. But a lot of you out there will sit there and play to the money-grabbing game. Then you'll complain about something like AI. And I'm like, well, hey, I'm with you here. But if you have such a strong principle against some scam as you see it with AI, why wouldn't you see the scam of the money grabbing as something negative as well? It's a money grab, right? And if you don't give in to money grabs, you raise the standard on products that have to be made for you. You know, one thing I like about some game developers, like World of Darkness, a lot less money grabbing. What did they do to make further products? made whole other games, not just additions, vampires to werewolves. They raised the bar, but a lot of people didn't realize that unless they were in that world. Why shouldn't the bar be raised for Dungeons and Dragons? A little bit more than it is, right? And when it was a little bit more raised, when modules didn't sell that well, what did you get? You got new TSR games. Whole entire games instead of constant money grabbing. What do you see with the OSR? Clones, money grabbing. What do you see with all these extra little books? Do a city thing for Shadowdark. Money grabbing. I don't hate the people that make this stuff. It works. You're buying it. They put the work in. But why wouldn't you want them to put work in to making a new game? I'm serious. Why not get them to make a new game? Wouldn't that be something better? Especially if you only need a 5 or 10 minute explanation of how to do a city campaign. Well, if you can get the information you need, and that will let you do what you want to do, why wouldn't you look at them and say, why don't you spend the money on art for a new game? Why don't you put all your effort into making a new game? You see my point? What about the clones of old games? Just clones, copy and paste. Why not look at them and say, you know what? I think I'll pass this time. I can do my own setting. I can do my own adventures. I can come up with my own ideas. Why don't you, with your effort, the money to buy art, real art, why don't you just make a new game? That's how it worked back in the day. When the money grabbing stuff didn't work, it forced companies to make new games. Plenty of made new games. World of Dark just made new games. TSR sometimes had to make new games. Well, how do you get new games now? Well, if the money grabbing works, no new games. Clones. No new games. How to do a city campaign. A book you don't need. It turns into a lot of stuff you don't need that will be no good for you at the table. Toys you put on your bookshelf and barely use. Don't you want to know that it's actually easy? You'll think it's difficult. How could I do my own adventure? It's a little hard. I'll go buy the module. It's actually not. You actually don't got to make this whole expanded adventure right away. It's easy. The starting point is always the sandbox. The game that you're getting, the module, was developed, I guarantee, from the sandbox. You can do it yourself, and you should not be afraid of doing a real sandbox. Like from Traveller, right? Old school Traveller taught you the sandbox. Not hard. Not hard at all. And there's so many elements that these guys don't even copy over that's missing from the hobby. Proper spotlighting. Oh, the party gets split up and you have a hard time. There's methods that work beautifully for dealing with that. Oh, you use the initiative from one D&D system to another. There's all kinds of handy initiative systems from different games. And I cover them that are much better than anything you'll find in any Dungeons and Dragons product, and it can adapt to the game that you already have, your D&D game. So if you want to find value, come check out my content. I give the secrets away, and you'll find out none of it's difficult. You don't have to be a genius to make up your own adventure. You don't have to be a genius to run a city campaign. You don't have to be a genius to make a setting. You don't have to be a genius to pretty much develop your own idea of a clone of D&D. You don't have to be some OSR person. And if you're just gaming in the hobby and you're not out there trying to sell a product, well, why not take the easy road, do what you want, and have fun with you and your friends instead of spending a mountain of money? And what do you do for the hobby when you do that? You put pressure on these guys to not do the mediocre money grab. Now they got to make a new game if they want your money. If you keep buying the money grab, you get no new games. If you have such standards and high standards and principles about not wanting to purchase AI stuff, Why wouldn't you have it here on the money grab gimmick? It's cheap. It's not good. Now, I don't hate people that are out there seeing how the market works. Look, right now, you're buying it. I can't blame them. You're buying it. You're buying something you think is hard for you to do. So you let somebody else do it for you. But it's not hard. You don't need to write out a whole adventure. Just start one. Have it develop. That's how you get a proper adventure. It's a sandbox start. It develops. No plot needed from the beginning. And I'm serious, none. And it actually works really easy. And you don't have to be a genius. Isn't that great? That's so easy. Do they want you to know how easy it is? No way do they want you to know how easy it is. But I teach you how easy it is. I do. I teach it to you. That's what makes my channel effective for people, especially D&D people that are out there, like yourself. I have so many dungeons. I want to know why this happened. Want to know why I decided to do this? I tell people I do this and that. And over the years, they would come to me and say, Stephen, how do you run a city campaign? Like, asking me because they might not have the money to go buy some book about how to do a city campaign. And I tell them, they go do it, and it works. Well, why would it work? How could I just explain it to them in like one little shot? And it works. No book, no big purchase, and there they are running a full-on city campaign. Or how to make their own clone. Easy as pie. Explained, here you go. Better initiative systems from other games. Here's a better way to do initiative. Oh wow, that really works. Yes, it does. I get it. So after I've done this for so long for so many people, I just said, why don't you start doing content where I teach people this stuff directly? They don't get to ask. Here, I'll just give you the secrets. Not so secret, to be honest, but it's secret to you because you don't know. And a lot of these guys making products know that you don't know. So if you're going to have standards about AI, have standards about money grabbing. And that standard, that higher standard, put TSR to business because they got too cheap, too much money grabbing, not doing what was right for the customer. Make them do what's right. Make them do what's right. You get new games for real. Not clones, new games. New games. And if they have the money for the art, and they have the time, they can make new games. But what happens? It's more challenging for the content creator now. Now they got to really think and work. Some of them in that type of market will flop. Some of them will shine. And that's how it works. Why cheaply give your money away to someone who just can't come through with a new game? And the ones that can, reward them. Raise the bar. When you raise the bar, you get something better. So come here, get the secrets, save your money, raise the bar. And then you'll get new games, new ideas that really work for you and are effective. And when you buy those products, they don't just have to sit on a shelf and not be used. They're not just toys anymore that are meaningless. Stop buying meaningless toys, especially the older guys in the hobby. Right? Look, we all like people here, but it's still money we got to work for. And most of the money that gets passed over is not from people that have tons of money. They think there's more value in what they're buying, but there really isn't. It's money grab. Right? So if you're going to spend your money, spend it wisely. Again, if you want to know how to do your own city campaign, I put out a video yesterday. I got you covered. Come check out the games I'm talking about, Traveler. All the secrets are there. And there's more secrets to come. The games that I'm going to be covering in the future have many more secrets. many more secrets. Secrets to you because you don't know them yet. But you'll know them when you're going to check me out and see me covering those games. You'll find out there's a lot left out of what you're doing. A lot you don't even know about that's not a part of Dungeons and Dragons. So hey, with all this hard work and me giving you this information to save you from spending your hard-earned money on stuff you don't need, maybe you could reward me by subbing to the channel, liking the content that you like. You know, I support you on your high standards against AI slop. Right? But this is the same thing. So here I am, backing you up. Don't waste your money. Make people earn it properly. Don't cheaply give it away for nothing, especially something you can do for yourself. And you'll have more fun. Once you find out it's easy, then you can discover that you do have creativity for this. Though you smothered it and let other people do all the thinking for you. You don't have to. Anybody can make the adventures. Anybody can do the city stuff. Anybody can make their own clone of an old game, and it's easy. Again, there's many other things you don't even know that these guys do not bring over to the Dungeons and Dragons world. And so you could even get way more than that to put into your game and more as I cover more games going forward. And I give you more secrets in the videos that I'm posting. So if you like that, well, I love you. See you soon.